Welcome back, society, internet, YouTube, all of our one stream viewers from yesterday. The gambling god turns undaunted to your iPads, iPhones, living rooms, Surface Pros, MacBooks, iPad, whatever you want to call it, all these gimmicks and nonsense. Your number is 347-861-7776. Call the gambling god. Go on Amazon, go on Kindle. The book by Blackjack Joe, Always 20. Blackjack Joe, not Broadway Joe, Blackjack Joe, coming on Monday for an in-person interview. Blackjack Joe, author of Always 20, available on Amazon and Kindle for your favorite gambler or the person that you want to ruin their life by teaching them how to play blackjack. It is Always 20, teaching you the strategies that you need to win at blackjack, to take the house edge back from the casino. Always 20 by Blackjack Joe, a friend and contributor to the show. Welcome back on your Thursday, the 5th of December 2019 here, New York City. Not a big schedule tonight. Hockey, maybe 9 games in hockey, 4 NBA, nothing in the NCAA. You know, my girlfriend was talking to me about how her niece is behaving now because of this elf on the shelf phenomenon. And this just kind of plays more into my theory that, these holidays are fixed. What they are doing now is they are using this holiday and this elf on the shelf phenomenon to get kids to behave, at the house. So now they've taken Santa Claus. Of course, we know how commercialized Christmas has become. And they have now taken this product, this elf on the shelf, and they've shoved it into your ass. It's not the elf is not on the shelf. The elf is in your ass. Okay, so the elf in your ass, and they've used it now to help parents to keep their kids disciplined. My girlfriend was telling me that her niece, she doesn't slam the door, she's more polite. So now we see what's going on here. This is how they fix the holidays. These things are all contrived. Everything is fixed. The weather is fixed. Today it looked like it was going to rain, snow, sleet, and hail at the same time. Weather warfare. The government is poisoning the sky, so on and so forth. You know it. I know it. It's all fixed. Just a matter of what side of the fix you're on. So elf on the shelf, the newest way they fix the holidays. Thanksgiving is fixed to get rid of turkeys. Halloween is fixed to see how many people they can get to dress up like morons and walk around the streets and shaving cream and egg each other, and on and on and on. You are assaulted constantly by the holidays, be it Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, 4th of July, Memorial Day, St. Patrick's Day, Labor Day. It never stops. It never ends. You're a Grinch, you're a Scrooge, you're a bad sport, you're no fun, you don't get it. Everybody is part of the system. They are all spending their money willy-nilly on Valentine's Day candy. They're buying Valentine's Day candy on January 3rd. They're waiting 6 weeks to give people that they say that they love candy. That is likely rotten by that time. And buying presents for Christmas for your loved ones was not enough. 6 weeks later, you need to prove your love all over again and buy more jewelry, more roses, make more reservations at more restaurants, slave away, put yourself deeper and deeper and deeper in debt to prove how much you love somebody, only to have them go sleep with your friends. So the gambling god is here for you. 2019, New York City, very windy, cold, but we are here to review your fixed NBA games from last night. From December 4th, 2019, we will start with Milwaukee at Denver. Not much to say here. I told you take Milwaukee. They were Milwaukee at Detroit, excuse me. Milwaukee at Detroit, not much to say here. A rematch of the first round from last season. Not much value in Detroit with the points. I told you to take Milwaukee. Milwaukee is the much better team. Milwaukee goes into Detroit and wins the game. A winner for the gambling god. Next, Phoenix at Orlando. I told you to take Orlando. Orlando's playing better. Mo Bamba, Evan Fournier, Kareem Birch, the whole crew down there in Orlando, playing better, defeats Phoenix. I told you to take Orlando. Orlando wins the game, a winner for the gambling god. Next, we had Charlotte home for Golden State. I thought this was a rather easy one. Charlotte beats Golden State last night. Golden State with a ragtag bunch. Glenn Robinson's in the starting lineup. D'Angelo Russell is back, but they have a ragtag patchwork quilt. Obviously, we know they don't have Curry because we know that the Mafia broke his hand. Draymond Green is scared to play. They have his family taped up, duct taped in a basement. They lost Durant because he was told he had to go to Brooklyn. And Klay Thompson tore his ACL in the finals last year when he was going up for that layup. So they tell you they probably popped it with a tire iron in the back when they supposedly ripped up Durant's Achilles. So Golden State, I think they're like 4-19, steamrolling toward the lottery. That's all we need is for them to get a lottery pick. I mean, they have Willie Cauley-Stein in the starting lineup. Total disaster. Charlotte took care of them. Easy, a winner for the gambling god. Brooklyn at Atlanta. Jared Allen playing great. Spencer Dinwiddie playing great. Who needs Kyrie Irving? We know Kyrie Irving is not injured. We know he's a prima donna. We know he's a head case. We know he's crazy. We know nobody can play with him. It took about 9 or 10 games for him to wear out his welcome in Brooklyn. He is not injured. He is pouting. He is sulking, just like Kawhi Leonard did the entire year with San Antonio before they traded him to Toronto. That's what Kyrie Irving is doing. If you have him on your fantasy team, get rid of him. I don't know that he'll play again this year. If he does, it'll only be to showcase possibly for a trade near the deadline. He doesn't want to play in Brooklyn. He's completely insane. I'm sure he wants to get traded to a contender like they all do. And, they don't need him. You don't need that kind of headache on your team. My friend John said to me, he was the poison that Brooklyn had to drink to get Durant. I don't know what the higher-ups are doing, but they brought Durant and Irving and their Jordan there. I don't think they needed any of these players. Allen looks, great. Nets have a nice young team there. Get rid of Irving. You don't need that kind of crap on your team. Brooklyn beats Atlanta as predicted, a winner for the gambling god. Next, I missed on this one. I told you to take Miami plus 7.5. I told you to buy it up from 5.5 at Boston. Totally missed on this one. Boston beat them up. Miami was in it. They lost steam because obviously they had the overtime game prior to that the night before against Toronto. Every game goes to overtime. I told you to take them plus 7.5. They got beat up and sent home, snapping their 3-game winning streak. Jimmy Butler is still playing like an absolute stud. Get him if you can in fantasy. A loser here for the gambling god. Next, Chicago home for Memphis. I told you to take the Bulls. Bulls win it. I don't know if they covered. I don't remember the final score, but I do know the Bulls won this game. Memphis has a nice little team, but they're young, inexperienced, and inconsistent. A winner for the gambling god. Next, Indiana at OKC. OKC led for most of this game. Indiana took it late, won the game on the road. I had OKC. I missed on this one. A loser for the gambling god. Next, Minnesota at Dallas. I said take Minnesota plus the points. I did say Dallas would win. I thought it might have been a trap. Minnesota was ahead most of the game. Just enough time to get the people who took Dallas to hedge their bets, which is what they want. They want the money even on either side, and then it doesn't matter who wins. As long as the money is even, the bookies make money. Las Vegas wins the game at all times. It's not the Dallas Mavericks. It's the Las Vegas Mavericks, home for the Las Vegas Timberwolves. If you don't think I'm right, watch any game. It goes up and back constantly. If anyone ever asks you who won the game last night, the answer is Las Vegas. Dallas wins the game. A winner for the gambling god. Next, the Lakers at Utah. You have 2 Laker games back-to-back where the Lakers were underdogs. I don't understand this. Maybe the bookies were feeling generous last night and the night before. But you had the Lakers 2 nights ago plus 2.5. At Denver, and then you had them last night plus 2.5 at Utah. I cannot understand how the bookies did this. They got absolutely crushed on this 2 nights in a row. The Lakers led wire to wire pretty much in both games, smoking Denver, smoking Utah. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kyle Kuzma, Rajon Rondo, rounding into form, playing as a unit and a team, clearly with their eye on the prize. Only 3 losses. This is revenge season for LeBron James. The Lakers crushed Utah last night as a 2.5-point underdog. Do not understand what the bookies are doing. Sometimes they give you a lollipop. They gave you 3 lollipops this week. They gave you Lakers plus 2.5 at Denver. They gave you Duke plus 6.5 against Michigan State. And they gave you Lakers plus 2.5 at Utah. I don't get it. I told you to take them. I hope you did. And if you did, you made a lot of money. You're welcome from the gambling god, a winner there. Last but not least, Sacramento, Portland. Sacramento was tight in this one. They lost it late. Portland ran them off the floor at the end of the game. It's not easy to win in the Rose Garden. I like Sacramento's team. Buddy Hield, De'Aaron Fox when he comes back. Bijelka, I think that's how you say his name. There's a lot of consonants and vowels smushed in there. In any event, Portland with McCollum, Whiteside, Lillard, and Anthony looking like they're playing like a unit. Nassim Little coming off the bench, who I like. Looks like a good young team coming together. Anthony seems to have gelled with them. I don't think they're ready to take the step up and play a higher level, but I think that they could be a mid-level team. They may not make the lottery like I thought they were a few weeks ago. Once they added Anthony, it looked like it kind of stabilized them. But again, they're only a B-level team. They are not in that A level in the West, not even close. We will take the loss on this one, a loser for the gambling god. I did like Sacramento. I still like them, but I did not get them on that one. So last night we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 winners, 2 losses, 7 out of 9 in the NBA. About 75, almost 80%. Not bad at all. In your fixed NCAA, we split the games last night. We had Notre Dame plus 11.5 and against Maryland. Maryland blew them off the floor. Again, I took this one based on my knowledge of recruiting and past games between these teams. Maryland clearly is a lot better than I thought, and Notre Dame might be a lot worse than I thought. Maryland blew them off the floor. A loser for the gambling god. I will be a little more wary next time Notre Dame plays, and I will respect Maryland a hell of a lot more the next time they play, looking like they could be a contender in the ACC. Go Terrapins. Ohio State, North Carolina. I told you to take Ohio State on the money line to win. I told you to take them plus 5, buying it up from 3. Hopefully you did. I believe they won 72-49, crushing North Carolina. A lot of people took North Carolina because they're one of those teams that people just take, like Duke and the Yankees and Pittsburgh. I took Ohio State here, a winner for the gambling god. So that's 1 win and 1 loss. Next in your NHL, Colorado, Toronto. I think I got my ass kicked in hockey last night. I fucked these up. I'm sorry. I did hit Washington. Colorado, Toronto. I like Toronto. Of course, Colorado won, but I do like Toronto's team in any event. But on this one, we missed. Toronto loses to Colorado after losing 6-1 at Philly. We will keep our eyes on Toronto because they are a good team and they will bounce back. They are a good goal-scoring team. They won't go many games without winning. So we will continue. We will start tracking and monitoring Toronto. But in this game last night, Colorado beats them, a loser for the gambling god. Next, St. Louis at Pittsburgh. I can't get on the right side of St. Louis. I hate Pittsburgh. They throw games. They disappear. Pittsburgh defeats St. Louis 3-0. I lost on this one. I don't like either of these teams. A loser for the gambling god. Next, I took Edmonton to beat Ottawa. I've taken Ottawa almost every game, the last 5 or 6 games, and every time I took them, they lost. I finally said, you know what? Let's take Edmonton. What happens? Of course, Ottawa beats them 5-2. I like Ottawa's team. Watch them as they play. They're undervalued by the bookies. They have a good young team. They came on late last year. They defeated Edmonton. They've been very tight in a lot of their matchups. You're going to get them on the money line, even at home very often. I like them. I would take them. This is the first time I didn't take them, and of course they won. So this was a loser for the gambling god. Next, Washington at the LA Kings. We had Washington last night. We had them the night before. They won the night before at San Jose. Anthony D, sorry about that. And they won at the Kings. This was a winner for the gambling god. So we had 1 win, 3 losses in hockey, a rare off night in hockey for us. Hockey is my favorite. So in total last night, we had 9 wins, not 9 wins and what is this here? 6 losses. So 9 out of 15, 60%. Not bad, but a little below the clip that we are hitting at normally. So tonight, for your fixed NBA, we have Denver at the Knicks. I will never advocate taking the Knicks against a good team with the points. The only value here is in Denver, and I really don't even love it. But I will tell you that Denver will win this game. They are the better team. The Knicks are a fucking disaster. Of course, These plays are based on a gambler's point of view, not on athletic ability. And the reason for that is because athletic ability has nothing to do with the way the games play out. The Knicks should not win this game. If they do, it is only because the bookies instructed Denver to throw the game. Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, Nikola Jokic, Millsap, the whole crew they have there, hitting on all cylinders at the Knicks, should have no problem dispatching the Knicks unless the bookies are involved, which we know that they are. However, I will take Denver to defeat the Knicks. Philly at Washington, a tricky one. I like Philly. Washington is a little bit shorthanded. They're going to have to adjust to losing Thomas Bryant. Bertans is going to play more. Isaiah Thomas is going to play more. This guy Mo Wagner is going to play more. So in that period of transition, Philadelphia comes in. I think Philadelphia wins this game rather easily. Of course, Bradley Beal is going to get his points, but I will take Philly to defeat Washington. I have no feeling on Washington with the points. Let's just go with Philly to win. Houston, Toronto, an interesting one. Houston coming off the game, of course, they fixed where they went into San Antonio and they lost in double overtime to San Antonio without LaMarcus Aldridge. Houston going up to Toronto. I will take Toronto to beat Houston. Toronto plays a nice brand of defense. Houston, of course, has the high-scoring, high-octane offense with the Beard and Mr. Westbrook. Clint Capella down low. I have PJ Tucker. Let's hope he gets a couple of steals. Of course, they fix their games. They play no defense. They run it. They gun it. D'Antoni will never win because he doesn't play defense. Remember what they say. Offense wins fans. Defense wins championships. Let's go Toronto to win this game outright. Ibaka and Lowry back in the lineup. Pascal Siakam having an all-star caliber season. I have Norman Powell. Let's see if he gets it done tonight. 23 points, 8 rebounds the other night. Toronto defeats Houston. I like the over in that game. Phoenix at New Orleans. I will take New Orleans here. Phoenix lost last night on the road as predicted. I like New Orleans. They're home. Coming off a loss to Dallas. Dallas went in there and beat them up after Dallas went into the Lakers on Sunday and beat them up. Dallas is on a roll. They beat Minnesota last night. No shame in New Orleans losing to them. I will take New Orleans to defeat Phoenix in this game outright. I like the over. Two good young teams that are going to run up and down the floor. In review, Denver beats the Knicks. Philadelphia beats Washington. Toronto beats Houston, take the over. New Orleans beats Phoenix, take the over. In your fixed NHL tonight, we have, 9 Columbus. I will take the Rangers. Columbus throws games. They had the fixed series against Tampa Bay last year. Fixed in their favor. They swept Tampa Bay. There is no way that the highest scoring team in the NHL last year, one of the highest scoring teams in history with 3 40-goal scorers, all of a sudden can't score. This guy Bobrovsky, the goalie for Tampa Bay, all of a sudden looked like Patrick Waugh and Ron Hextall and Martin Brodeur rolled into one. It's bullshit. It's nonsense. Columbus fixed that. It was fixed in their favor. They have to give back. The Rangers defeat Columbus tonight. The Rangers are playing much better. Chicago at Boston, a very interesting one. They are using Chicago to fix games. On its surface, it looks like Chicago should have no chance here. They probably don't. Having said that, as we know, Boston throws games. They fix games. They have to. That's how they get far. That's how these teams that are very good get as far as they do. They throw games. They fix games. I'm going to take Chicago to win this game. I know it sounds completely insane. Boston is just coming off a win at home against Carolina. They beat them 2-0. I like Boston's team. They have a great team. They were in the finals last year, of course. Having said that, this game has trap written all over it. Boston coming off a great win at home against a very good team in Carolina. Everyone's going to be on Boston. The value here is in Chicago. I'm not saying they're necessarily going to win, but I see value here in Chicago. I don't see value in Boston. If you want to, you want to get frisky with me, take Chicago in a small parlay, maybe with Dallas, and see where that goes. We are taking Dallas tonight. We have on our hat. Colorado at Montreal. I will take Montreal. Montreal just defeated the Islanders the other night at home. I think Montreal gets it done home against Colorado. Colorado comes off a fixed win last night in Toronto. They have to give back. I think that they do. Montreal defeats Colorado. Again, Colorado gives back. They do what's right, and they lose in Montreal. Montreal gets the win. They are playing great. Minnesota at night. I will take Minnesota. They will lose because I took them. Almost every time I take Minnesota, they lose. When I bet against them, they win. Tampa Bay comes off a fixed loss to Nashville, and Minnesota comes off a fixed win the other night. I forgot against who, but it was fixed. I think it was Florida. They beat Florida in Florida. I like Minnesota. They play well on the road. They're a tough team. They have not been home in weeks from what I remember. I remember they were in Buffalo. They played the Rangers. They played New Jersey. Then they went down to Florida. They played the Panthers. Now they're playing Tampa Bay. Their players have to be wondering, when the fuck are we going home? I keep thinking that they're going to have one eye on their flight. It hasn't happened. I think they've won 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 5 on the road. Kudos to them. Minnesota defeats Tampa Bay. Vegas at the Islanders, a tough one. I'll go with Vegas. I like the Islanders. They have a good team. They just went into Montreal and got beat. Since we started monitoring the Islanders, they've been losing. We are the curse-alicious. Vegas defeats the Islanders. Vegas just beat New Jersey 4-3 the other night in New Jersey. Now they come into Long Island. They beat the Islanders. Vegas, remember, everybody plays for Vegas. This is the Las Vegas Golden Knights playing the Las Vegas Islanders. Remember that. Everybody plays for Las Vegas. Next, Arizona at Philadelphia. Another very close one. Another interesting game. I like Arizona. They play well on the road. Of course, I like Philly. I've liked Philly since last season. Corey Hart, Claude Giroux, a great team, wonderful offense, great goaltending. This Arizona team, they are a pain in the ass. I take Arizona defeating Philadelphia. I like the over in this game. San Jose at, I don't know who this is. I can't read my own fucking writing. Carolina. Tough one. I'm going to take Carolina. Carolina comes off a loss in Boston. San Jose is not the same team on the road. Their goalie is blind. I like Carolina to defeat San Jose. They got to come all the way east. It might take them a couple of days to get right with the jet lag and all this kind of stuff. Let's take Carolina to defeat San Jose at home. Winnipeg at Dallas. I think Dallas pays Winnipeg back. Dallas went into Winnipeg the other night. They got spanked. I believe that Dallas defeats Winnipeg tonight, gets their revenge, stops their losing streak. So Dallas beats Winnipeg. Buffalo at Calgary. This is a tricky one. Why do I say that? It looks too easy. Calgary is home. Buffalo is not even close to as good as Calgary is. This should be an easy win for Calgary. I'm telling you right now, it's never that easy. I would watch this game. I would, meaning like monitor it. I don't know. I'm going to tell you to take Calgary. Of course, I like Calgary, but by the same token, these games are fixed. Again, this is not based on athletic ability. This is based on if the bookies have gotten to the goalies. I watched Calgary's goalie last year literally pass the puck to the other team, leave the net wide open for about 10 seconds, and give up the losing goal in a playoff game against Colorado. I watched it with my own eyes. I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it myself. So there could be some value. Mark my words. If you want to get really, really outrageous tonight, take Chicago and Buffalo to win in a parlay. Put $10 on it and have a little bit of fun. Watch the games. It might hit. In review, the Rangers beat Columbus. Chicago beats Boston. Montreal beats Colorado. Minnesota beats Tampa Bay. Las Vegas beats New York. Actually, Las Vegas beats everybody. Arizona beats Philadelphia. Carolina beats San Jose. Dallas beats Winnipeg. Calgary beats Buffalo, but Buffalo could win that game because it's all fixed. So the gambling god, Thursday, December 5th, we did not address our fixed NFL. We have saved the best for last. The Dallas Cowboys are going into Chicago. We are taking the Chicago Bears to win this game. The Dallas Cowboys are fixing games. It does not matter if the Cowboys lose this game. If they drop to 6-7, they have the Philadelphia behind them at 5-7, likely to pick up a win against the Giants and move from 5-7 up to 6-7. People don't realize this. If the Cowboys lose, the Cowboys will win. And what I mean by that is by losing, Jerry Jones will win because Jerry Jones bets against the Cowboys. And if you don't think he does, you're fucking stupid. Okay? Jerry Jones, he bet on he had Buffalo. Okay? Money, we lose than when they win. Hello, North Carolina last night, 3-point favorite, loses 72-49. Hello. Okay. Was throwing more money on them on live betting, and it got worse, and it got worse, and it got worse. That's how they do it. They screw you completely. Just like the Patriots, when they were playing Houston, they were down 28-9, running the ball. Really? And then the Patriots a few weeks before that in Baltimore, same script, Brady heaving up interceptions, running the ball when they're down by 2 touchdowns. This is the script. This is what they do. You didn't notice that the Patriots were huddling. It was 28-9 in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes to go. They were huddling. They were running the ball. This is not a team, that needs to win or is trying to win behaves. So the gambling god is here. It looks like my computer might be logging me off. So what we're going to do is we're going to end this now so we can get our video uploaded. Remember to buy always 20. We're going to promote this heavy. Gambling god, always 20. Blackjack Joe here for an interview on Monday. We're going to have him on for an interview over the weekend. We're going to sell this book to your blackjack fans, to your family, to your friends, to the people that you know and love that gamble, that you don't see them because they are trapped in a casino. They are fighting with the ATM. They don't have any money. Their wives are divorcing them. Their houses are in foreclosure, but they only care about hitting the 16 against the 7 and doubling down on the soft 17 against the 4. So the gambling god is here for you. It is always 20 by Blackjack Joe. San Jose is going to go down tonight, Anthony D. I am sorry to tell you. They are going down to Carolina. Dallas is going to beat Winnipeg. Buffalo is going to take out Calgary in a fixed game. The Chicago Blackhawks upset the Boston Bruins. And if anybody asks you, who won the game last night? What is your answer? Your answer is Las Vegas.